And employees are feeling less motivated by their work these days because of unclear job expectations and feeling disconnected from their employer's mission and purpose. These feelings are driving more than half of workers to actively seek out a new job. Here with more on this is Jessica Kriegel. She is the Chief Scientist of Workplace Culture at Culture Partners. Jessica, good to have you with us. So first, let's sort of explain what detachment means in this context and just tell us, what is it that's causing employees to have these feelings right now?
Well, detachment in this context is feeling stuck. It's feeling unconnected from my leadership team, unconnected from the company. There's no bond there. And ultimately, I'm not feeling fulfilled in the work that I'm doing right now. And I think that maybe the grass would be greener elsewhere. And we felt something similar a couple years ago. Remember, the Great Resignation was only 2 years ago. And that was in a hot job market. And so people feeling detached were able to leap and they were able to command higher salaries. Well, now we don't have that luxury, and so people are feeling like there's nothing that they can do to get out of this feeling of being stuck, and so they're resentful, and they're having, they're having concerns about what this means for their future, and companies are struggling to figure it out.
I'm curious if this is like a generational thing or a problem we have with leadership nowadays. I mean, what can leaders and managers do to try and help employees feel engaged, feel connected again?
Well, there's two sides to this. There is the question of what leaders can do, and I think that book has been written 10 times over. We've been talking about create a compelling purpose statement, and then these purpose statements get written, and they're full of business jargon about accelerating digital transformation, and no one feels attached to that, not even the leaders that are writing them. So I think a more interesting question is, what's going on from the employee standpoint, and is this perhaps a mindset issue, an issue of not finding fulfillment in the place where you are, and perhaps expectations are too high for what can my manager do for me? And I looked at the data because I wanted to understand, is this really reflecting all elements of the workforce or just frontline workers or just white collar workers? But it is pulled from a cross section of the American workforce, which means your manager probably feels detached too. And I know CEOs that feel detached from their work. And so maybe this is something we all share, and the focus should not be what have you done for me lately, but rather the focus should be what can I do to get myself out of this funk and embrace where I am?
Yeah, rely on yourself, not other people. I mean, help us understand. How important is it for employees to have a strong bond with their company, to feel connected at work? Can you be successful if you just look at your job as, I got to go there, do the job. I may not love it, but it pays the bills?
Yeah, at Culture Partners, we talk about there's two kinds of mindsets, above the line thinking and below the line thinking. Below the line thinking is the blame game. It's pointing fingers. It's saying, I'm not getting paid enough. I don't care about this mission statement. No one's told me what to do, right? And above the line thinking is, what can I do to drive results? What can I focus on that's within my control? And so I would encourage people to do that. Ask yourself 4 questions. What's going on? What about that can I control? What else could I try? And what am I going to do by when? And if I focus on that, I'm not waiting for someone who's also probably feeling detached to solve my problem for me.
I like those 4 questions right there. Jessica, some great advice. Thanks for joining us this morning.